Okay, we are changing focus now to shift to look at the fibre industry. So I'd like to welcome up Bernadette Casey. So I just found my notes. Bernadette is co-founder and chief executive of Usefully, a textile clean tech company driving circular economy innovation in Aotearoa New Zealand. Over to you, Bernadette.
Kia ora koutou, Bernadette Casey, taka wingwa. Thank you. Yes, so I'm the CEO of Usefully, and we're a textile clean tech company. We grew out of the Textile Reuse Program, which was a program funded by New Zealand businesses in the textile sector to co-design the textile circular economy for Aotearoa and then to develop solutions. And initially we trialled textile-to-textile recycling, but we found economically it simply was unfeasible in New Zealand. So then we turned to look at what were the highest value products we could create out of this resource. This image is out of Scottish household waste, and the mustard line down here is textile waste by volume, and then the waste by impact. So you can see there's a real outsized impact to volume. Unlike plastics and other materials, their impact to volume is quite similar, but textiles is really outsized. So for that reason, we're starting to see textiles be regulated around the world. European Union has recently announced all 27 member states have to establish product stewardship schemes or extended producer responsibility schemes. Australia has a scheme setting up now, and next week the Textile Advisory Group, they've commissioned Eunomia to do a piece of research on the cost-benefit analysis of such a scheme for New Zealand, and that research is out next week. So, having trialled textile-to-textile recycling, we used a technology. We took Air New Zealand's uniforms from their LA base and used a Californian-based textile recycler. But we found that both from an environmental and from an economics perspective, it wouldn't work in New Zealand. So this prompted us to look at textiles not from a product of textiles, but from a resource. And effectively, all your animal fibres, wool, silk, cashmere, etc., are all proteins. All your plant fibres, cotton, linen, hemp, are cellulosic, and then you have your petrochemical mixes of polyester, nylon, etc. And so we looked at them from a resource level and what were the highest value products that we could turn them into. We took a technology set out of Scion, or the Bioeconomy Research Institute, which they developed for timber processing, and we adapted it for textiles. And our first product, you can see on the terrace. So we trialled cotton, polyester and polycotton as fibre replacements into the roading industry, which currently imports fibre from Czech, brings it all the way over here, and it goes into our roads. So Wellington City Council put their hands up and said, we'll trial it. And so as you can see, it's the bottom end of the terrace. This was laid in 2022. We've still got our COVID masks on, and what it has proved, what it demonstrated, there was an improvement in the performance and durability of the road. It reduced what's called the drain down, it's the asphalt draining down, and improved the response to load and to force cohesion. And then it displaced this imported product. I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to get it wrong. and of course, diversion of textiles from landfill. So that was our first product. And then we've gone on to develop a range of different products, actually, that picture on the right at scale doesn't look very pleasing. I'm just looking at that moment. Oh, that's not so good. Anyway, it looks all right when it's little. So our products now go into we've got 2 roading products, go into adhesives, into mortars, into building products. And interestingly, our highest value product is 5 times more valuable than turning it into textiles. So, I've been in the textile circular economy for a while, and I wrote my first article back in 17 years ago, 2008, and it was a piece for a book called Melting Point by an American marine biologist. Dr. Eric Dorfman was writing a book on climate change, and I was invited to contribute to it. And since then, I've worked solely on textile circular economy projects around the world and in New Zealand. And what I've come to observe is that, and this is a challenge that we're facing, is that this Western view of a closed loop circular economy, I believe, is really constraining our progress in this space. When there's no kind of surprise, or our putting our resources into an open loop, like not back into textiles but into other high value products, was really intentional, because at the time when we were doing the design, Dewey Sharif and a Māori, Professor Tina Bossa Dean, thank you. They had looked at Kay Rayworth's donut economy and then applied a Te Ao Māori perspective to it. And that Māori perspective was as a spiral, and the spiral is something that we see across the globe, across multiple cultures, and from time immemorial, like our ancestors were drawing in spirals, etc. And when you look at that image, you can just see the potentiality of a spiral versus a circle. And this is, when we know better, we can do better. And I think rather than talking about a circular economy, I think we need to move to a discussion around a spiral economy and what that would look like. Because at the moment, particularly we've seen it in Europe, this real ideology around textiles have to go back into textiles. But we know that the environmental impacts of that are not great. And we also know that, it's not a scalable system. They've been trying to prove this for over 10 years and with little progress. And so if we change our thinking to what would that spiral of resources look like, where resources are held at their highest value, what would that look like for us? Anyway, that's it. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to say one thing. We're now fully commercial. We've got a plant up in Auckland. We're currently putting machinery into the plant at the moment, and from January we'll be able to process about 3 tonnes a week of textile waste. So we've gone from concept to testing and proving through to commerciality, and we've got commercial customers like Resine and other building customers. That's it.